Welcome back to the Arena Powered Cube. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy. We are coming off the back of a nice performance from the previous video with Flash. I won't do too many spoilers, but if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. And I think the last spoiler I'll give for it is that I hope to replicate. Okay, so we didn't open power, but having a Pack 1 Pick 1 Tolarian Academy is just so nice. So nice. The even better part about having a Pack 1 Pick 1 Tolarian Academy is that there's not too much I necessarily care about passing here. Obviously, Voice of Victory and Ocelot Pride are powerful spells. I am not digging on them. They're not what I like to play, however, so to me personally, I don't care about literally anything in this pack not named Deep Cavern Bat. And if we're taking Tolarian Academy, I'm probably not going to play the Deep Cavern Bat. So things that I could want to wheel out of this would be the Legion Extruder, probably tier 1. And then maybe a Botanical Sanctum, but I would probably much rather have this Talisman of Curiosity. So I would like either Legion or Talisman of Curiosity to wheel when I take this Tolarian Academy. This is exciting. This is my first Pack 1 Pick 1 Tolarian Academy. Ooh, and there's an Ancient Tomb. That could be arguably better than Workshop. I say arguably because we're not necessarily going to have a ton of 3+ mana artifacts. Tolarian Academy definitely rewards you for having a bunch of small ones, but this can be used for non-artifact spells as well, unlike Workshop. Notably, there is a Wheel of Fortune. I have seen Wheel of Fortune and Entomb be the last two cards in a pack before in this cube. So I'm hoping that we can get a Wheel of Fortune on the wheel, if you will. But if not, I would be perfectly happy with Golos. But Tolarian Academy into Ancient Tomb, yes please. Oh my gosh, is this it? Okay. Alright, Edward, calm down. Calm down, because I'm feeling the O3 because I'm so excited. Okay, awesome. There is a Lutri. There's another blue-green duel. There is a Zurin Orb. There's a Reprieve. Yeah, I don't think we're giving up too much. And this Tinker is just slam dunk. I feel like we're just being fed at this point. Yeah, this is fantastic. I thought our last draft, like the first 5 or 6 picks, were absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I love this. This is a great follow-up. Okay, so notably, there is a Sundering Titan. Oh, there is a Titania to go with that Zurin Orb. But yeah, so there is a Sundering Titan. I do like Sundering Titan, especially being able to tinker it. There is a Talisman of Impulse, but there's a ton of talismans in this. It's not even blue touching. There's also a Gataxian Probe. I'm not interested in the Titania at this point. I do think it's between Watery Grave and Sundering Titan, but you know what? Between Endstone and Sundering Titan, one of these are assuredly to wheel. I'm going to take the Watery Grave and just make sure I have really good mana for potential Vampiric Tutors and Demonic Tutors and such. So I think if there was just Sundering Titan, I might go ahead and take it, as I do like it as a Tinker target. But as it stands, it's not a premium Tinker target, although I am biased for it, and nothing else in here I'm really like that obsessed with. Okay, something I am obsessed with is Pentad Prism. That is fantastic. Pentad Prism is really good because you can go from 2 mana, play it, so like you go blue-white or blue-black, whatever. And then next turn play a land, and now you have 5 mana, and then you still have an artifact to tinker away. And if you get an Urza, then it still is basically a Mox Sapphire, because it pays for itself, so it's effectively free. So yeah, we're going to slam dunk this Pentad Prism. Ooh, okay, there's a Mightstone, Weakstone, and a Skull Clamp. Both of these are very strong. If we can get a third path Iconoclast... Yeah, if we can get a third path Iconoclast, I really like the Skull Clamp. Or like a Saheeli or something, but Mightstone, Weakstone is just really nice, especially with Ancient Tomb and Pentad Prism. We don't currently have a payoff for the Skull Clamp other than Tolarian Academy. I'm going to take the Mightstone, Weakstone. There's a channel of Fastbond to Mystical Tutor for our Tinker. Yes, please. Oh, but we're giving up a Bolus of Citadel. Okay, I guess we're just not going to be able to Bolus of Citadel, people. That is a cost because I'm not passing up on Tinker number 2. There are other artifacts we could put into play, but unless this is literally the last card, we're not getting it back. Okay, here's a Wasteland. So if we were playing in a pod, I would take this Wasteland, not necessarily because we'd play it, but because I don't want it to hit my Tolarian Academy. We are not playing in a pod, so I get to consider a couple other things. With that said, I don't see a whole lot that I necessarily care about. Maybe I take this Profs. I can also just take the Blood. You know what? I think I'm just going to take the Blood. I think this is fine. I may just get banned in Standard. But I'm gonna take the Fixing because like a Teferi would be nice for this deck. Okay, awesome. So there is a Legion Extruder and there's also a Talisman of Curiosity. So there is a potential wheel on the Titania, which would be nice for Talisman. But Legion Extruder being able to use up the Pentad Prism is also very nice. The red is concerning, however. But I want to take it. Okay, there's a Wishclaw Talisman. I'm not too excited about that. The Golos did wheel. That I'm a little bit more excited about. I really hope to see a Mishra's Workshop now that we have a couple of big artifacts. Yeah, let's do that. I don't hate the days either, but I really like this this Mightstone Weakstone. Okay, I like this Zurin Orb because it goes with the Tolarian Academy, and if we wheel that Titania, I'm gonna play. Oh yeah. Okay, so notably the other 7-drop thing did wheel. So we did pass. Okay, so we did pass a maybe I'm supposed to just take the Sundering Titan. I love Titania here, but I need to make sure I have at least one Tinker target, right? Like, yes, you can Tinker for Golos or Mightstone, but I would like to have like one big thing. Here, I think I'm just gonna take the Taiga. It does let me, you know, put colors into Golos potentially, but I'd rather not if I can avoid it. Fastbond's not a 0. If we can get a Wheel of, or not Wheel, but a Time Twister, because Wheel of Fortune's already gone. Okay, here I think I'm just going to take the 1-mana artifact. This isn't an amazing pack for us. There is an Ajani, there is a Reanimate. So it's a decently powerful pack. Scythe Cat Cub is very strong. Oddity in this cube is pretty strong. Yeah, I'm just going to take the star. I really need to make sure that Tolarian Academy actually works for us. Oh, there's a balance? That's awesome in a Tolarian Academy deck. There's also a Mind Twist, which I also don't hate. I would love a Preordain on the wheel. I also wouldn't mind a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I'm glad I took this Verge now that we have the balance. I think it's between Fable and the balance. Maybe I'm supposed to lean into the Fable, but balance is just so strong. But I think that this does have a better chance of wheeling in this particular cube compared to the Fable. So I think I'm going to talk myself actually into the Fable. It's also just another red card, which further means I can Legion Extruder. Okay, this is dang near perfect. I need to see the rest of the pack. Okay, I would love a Pinnacle Emissary on the wheel. I wouldn't even mind a Tursa. Notably, we are passing an Entomb. If this was a pod draft or specifically like even a team draft, this is definitely something to keep an eye out on. But I think probably the best card that goes with Tolarian Academy, not in the Power 9, is Retrofitter Foundry. So we're not going to pass this up. I do think that getting a Pinnacle Emissary would be a fantastic wheel, though. Okay, ooh, there's both Baubles, so that's a decent wheel chance. Notably, there is a Magda, which makes treasures as well, similar to the Fable, which is I didn't talk about it, but that's the big reason why I was interested in the Fable. Memory Jar would be nice, but I'm not going to take it here. So I'm going to take one of the Baubles, and maybe one of the Baubles wheels. I wouldn't mind the Spell Pierce either, but I really need to maximize my artifacts. So yeah, let's take this Bauble. Because the Zurin Orb's probably not making it, honestly. There is a Volcanic Island. That is absolutely fantastic. But there's also an Urza. I don't think we've seen a Steam Vent. There's also a Soul Guide Lantern on the wheel I wouldn't hate. I really want to take this Urza. It's a second Tolarian Academy, so to speak. And Volcanic Island's nice, but there's only one Urza in the cube, and there's a couple different, albeit worse, Volcanic Islands. We also don't have any fetches yet, so that's note. But this is a cost passing. I do not expect it to wheel. But yeah, let's slam dunk this Urza. Okay, there's a Frantic Search. That's a great way to untap the Tolarian Academy. Unfortunately, there's a Booster Tutor. And I say unfortunately because I really want this Frantic Search. But Booster Tutor is very powerful. It is in black, though. We do have a Watery Grave. But no other black cards. I guess the Pentad Prism kind of helps. And there's also a Scalding Tarn. This is tough. This is not easy. Oh, man. You know what? I'm gonna take the Scalding Tarn. I don't hate anyone that takes the Booster Tutor there, obviously, but okay. I'm glad I'm happy that I passed the Frantic Search now that I have this Time Spiral because this is what I'm gonna take. Because it kind of serves the same job as the Frantic Search. But anyways, I really need to focus on my fixing if I want to be able to splash cards. And the Scalding Tarn is just too premium for me to wanna pass with these red cards, and it also taps for black. I wouldn't mind the Dark Slick Shores wheeling. Trinket Mage would be fantastic, but I'm not going to pass a Time Spiral for it. Okay, there is a Cryptic Command I'm not too interested in. There's an Unlicensed Hearse I'm not really too interested in. This pack is kind of a bummer for us. I think I'm going to highlight the Cryptic Command just because I really don't like for two. I'd rather this be a Talisman. Like any Talisman, I would rather this be. So I'm just going to take the Cryptic Command for a little bit of interaction. Okay, well, apparently people just aren't playing green. I don't think I'm going to run it, but I'm going to take the Brainstorm. If I can find a couple ways to bring it back, that'd be great. There is a Yawgmoth's Will, which I don't hate. There's also a Mind Twist we do have a little bit of black fixing for, but I think the Preordain, just sticking with cantrips to try to find our Tinker, I think is going to be our best option. We do need to find, oh yes, fantastic, the Pinnacle Emissary Wield. That means I might still play the Zurin Orb now, actually. Okay, the other Bauble didn't wheel, but Memory Jar did. Anyway, so what I was going to say is that in Pack 3, we really need to find another payoff for Tinker. I don't want to just have Sundering Titan. Passing on that Bolas' Citadel was a cost, but I don't regret it in the slightest. I mean, maybe we deck ourselves. I'm not really going to play any of these other cards. This is green-white, so this lets Scalding Tarn fetch for white, but we currently don't even have a white card outside of arguably Golos. Golos, I should say. Sure, loot's not a 0. Keep in mind, we still have that fast bond, too. There's an Atraxa. Okay, we really want a workshop. I like this Coalition Relic, but I think maybe I'm supposed to take this Spire Bluff Canal. I'm going to think about it a little bit, obviously. Just, I am going to be playing these 3 red cards, and yes, Coalition Relic can cast them, so maybe that's actually like the defining thing. But I just, unless I have Tolarian Academy, it's not coming down until turn 3, which is kind of slow. But you know what? Maybe we get a workshop. But I think because that 7-drop that didn't wheel, the Instone, I think is what it's called, that was with the Sundering Titan, someone probably has the workshop. I may regret the Coalition pick later, but who knows? Okay. Does this get anything? Does the Arid Mesa do anything for us? No. We don't have any use for white yet still, again, outside of Golos activation. We do have a artifact in Talisman of Hierarchy, which is also Golos activation material. We have a Meticulous Archive if we had white, but we don't. So this is basically an Izzet deck, which I think I like keeping at 2 colors if we can. The Watery Grave is fine. Like if I can get like a late tutor or demonic tutor, I'm going to be so happy that I have it. But if I don't play it, that's not that end of the world. And if I do play it, it still activates for Golos. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll take Krumhouse Seed Shark, actually. We have a lot of non-creatures, and that makes more... Oh, wow, the workshop is still around. There's a Bombardiers, which is a pain to pass, but with Workshop in this deck, we have so many big artifacts. We have 4 currently. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I really want this Broadside Bombardiers, but I'm not gonna pass Workshop for it, unfortunately. Notably, there is also a Fury, which I wouldn't hate, but maybe the counterspell would be better. But I doubt the counterspell wheels. Not really interested in Enlightened Tutor. I could be, but I doubt it. Let's just take the Workshop and be happy. I don't know why the Instone was taken, because I think we saw the channel afterwards. But I'm not complaining. Oh, there's an Ugin. I was leaning towards this Thundering Falls, because we do still need more, like, better fixing. But Ugin is just an absolute house in this. It is looking like our second Tinker target's just going to be like a Wheel of Fortune effect, basically, or a Mightstone Weakstone. I'm going to take the Ugin. It's likely that our fixing isn't too terrible, staying with 2 colors. It would be nice to pick up like a Steam Vince, though. Oh, Hull Breacher? Okay. I like Hull Breacher. I think this Fast Bond is getting closer and closer into me wanting it in the deck. Because if we're tinkering for Memory Jar, that would be nice. Again, we don't need the white or necessarily the black at the moment. Spell Bomb is nice, but I think we can wheel it. Let's take the higher upside card. Oh, there's a Saheeli. That's also great. There is an Underworld Breach, but we're not going to be able to put a great Underworld Breach deck together. We haven't seen Petal Lotus. We did see the LED. We don't have a Brain Freeze, and the Frantic Search is already gone. I also like the Talisman of Dominance, but I'm going to take the Saheeli. I don't really want anything in here. Let's take the Emrakul. There's a flash. Okay, I'm going to take one of the talismans. I think I'm going to take the Rakdos talisman would be better. See, because I already have a white source. I guess I have white sources regardless. Yeah, let's take the Rakdos talisman. Okay, Spire Bluff Wheel. That is a gift. That is a very large gift. Okay, sweet. We need artifacts, so let's take them. We're not a Curiosity deck. There's a non-zero chance, but probably like less than 5 that I want to play this Enlightened Tutor. It is unfortunate that our Tinker's not going to be at its best. We're not show and telling Emrakul, right? We learned our lesson from our last video when our opponent did that. Well, let's just take the show and tell, but I don't think we're going to do that. Oh, Spellbound did wheel. That is fantastic news. I mean, this is technically blue-green if we decide to play the Fast Bond, but I doubt it. Let's see how this looks, and then we'll go from there. It looks like I don't need to play black. I do hate that we don't get the booster tutor, but I really, really valued the Scalding Tarn. Spire Bluff on the wheel was also really nice. Okay, so I do think I want to keep the Watery Grave as a black source, and this is a white source. So that means, so black, white, so we need a green source in order to Golos, and currently we have Coalition Relic, Pentad Prism, and that's actually it. Which is not nothing. This can technically, Coalition Relic could also be 2 of the sources, so that's not the end of the world either. I don't think we're going to be able to Zuran Orb here. And Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, I just don't think we're going to get there on that. I really wish we found like an upheaval. If we had like the End Stone, I might play the Jace because like we'd go through our deck pretty quickly. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna try to play an early Sundering Titan and just try to beat down our opponent. Not in love with this brainstorm, like I said. I do like the Chrome Host still. Still like the Saheeli. I also do like the Golos and the Urza can just, you know, kind of hit one of these big spells. That's not bad. The Ancient Tomb and the Mistress Factory was also a really nice pickup. I do think that Pack 2, similar to our last video, kind of derailed a little bit. It would have been nice to have like another big bomb to tinker into, but you know, Sundering Titan, I am very biased towards it, and in this cube it might be better because there's less broken things to be doing. I need to make 2 more cuts. I do like this this cryptic command, but it may be one of my cuts, honestly. I don't really want to cut any artifacts besides this Zurin Orb just because it does actual nothing besides makes mana off Tolarian Academy. Like, yes, it gains his life, and I guess it can be something off of Pinnacle or Saheeli, and technically even Chrome Host, but we can't flip the creature. I guess it's a Sapphire for Urza. Okay, maybe I'm just eating my own words. But we do need to make cuts, and I do think that that's an acceptable one. This is 17 lands, correct? Yes. Okay, so... Oh yeah, I guess Chromatic Star is another green source for the Golos to activate. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Hull Breacher and Memory Jar as the last 2 cuts. I'm not in love with it, but I think that that might be what it needs to be. Keep in mind, Tinker can find Golos, which finds Tolarian Academy as well, which is really nice. Man, this is tough. I don't know. I like all these token generators. I'm not even opposed to tinkering for Retrofit or Foundry, depending on the board state as well, honestly. I do wish we had that Wheel of Fortune. I think it seems blasphemous, but I think I'm going to cut the Hull Breacher. Like, there's just a lot of aggro and mid-range decks that I get paired up against. It doesn't do a whole lot in those matchups, and I'd rather have a Chrome Host to grow my board. And if I tinker for Memory Jar, I'm likely going to want to wait a turn to use it. So maybe Memory Jar is just the worst artifact left besides the Zurin Orb, maybe. Arguably worse than the Zurin Orb, just because Zurin Orb does trigger off a lot of different things. It would have been nice for that other bauble to wield, the Urza's bauble. But yeah, let's try this. We don't have any Moxen, unfortunately, but the Pack 1 Pick 1 Tolarian Academy is great. I do wish I had an Upheaval. Oh, I have Time Spiral. What am I thinking? Alright, stop yelling at me, people. I don't know how I forgot about this Time Spiral. I'm glad I went over the deck one last time. Maybe it's just Cryptic Command then. I like everything else here, and I really just want... maybe this is overkill. The Pinnacle and the Saheeli. But I just really like having these effects. Retrofitter's kind of better. Maybe Retrofitter's better than one of... I know it's better than one of these two, like pound for pound, but maybe I cut one of these back for the Cryptic, but I think leaving it as such is fine. This is only off of artifacts. This is off non-creatures. Am I really cutting the Pinnacle? That can't be right. I'm going to leave out the Cryptic command and just let's go to the games. I am glad that I realized I had the Time Twister. I think because I usually will want to wait to turn off the Memory Jar if I'm tinkering for it, or even if I'm hardcasting it, honestly, unless it's off like a workshop Ancient Tomb, and I guess I'm still waiting technically at that point. So yeah, I think I like this. Feel free to tell me what your opinion is after this is posted. Yeah, Bowls of Citadel would have been fantastic. But oh well. I am glad that the Titan wield, because I do prefer it over the other two as a Windstone. Or Windstone. The Instone's not like an actual win con per se. We did get the Jace, but without it, we're just not really looking too forward to it. Okay. This is a Tinker into a Titan if we'd like it to be. I think I am just going to shock out and play a Preordained turn 1 and then turn 2 Legion. Okay, we can bottom the Ugin and I'll play the Star. I would like to hit another land. That's great. Do we just Warp Pinnacle and play Chromatic Star, maybe? We can sack the Chromatic Star. I hope it lets us trigger it the way that we want. So that we can search before we draw. I think would be fantastic. Okay, so since we drew 4th land, I could play the Pinnacle Emissary here and upkeep the Mystical Tutor. Okay, this is good knowledge. It means they could have a Subtlety, a Force of Will. I guess Subtlety it would be all the time, so this is likely a Force of Will, because it can't be Force of Negation because this is a creature. So now I don't think I want a Mystical Tutor. This is one of the things about Arena is like unless you full control, like it is telling when your opponents could have things. Now it could be maybe they're playing red and it's pyrokinesis or whatever, but I think if it was pyrokinesis, that it would also be doing both. So I do think it's a Force of Will. Hopefully their deck is more blue or more green than blue. Okay. Yeah, let's play around. No, they don't. Oh yeah, I guess technically we do have a spell. This is Summoning Sickness, right? I can't because that just came into play. I think it has Summoning Sickness, but it's hard to tell because of the circle in the middle. But I guess there's really no downside to playing the island first, I think. So let's play the Talisman. Get a trigger. This is putting a decent amount of pressure on our opponent as well. And I guess we just play the Legion Extruder and just hit them for 2. It is nice that Legion Extruder is like just an actual shock. I do think I'm going to pop off the Mystical Tutor end of turn. I could see an argument for Time Spiral as well, like if we draw a land, but if that doesn't work, I can still Legion Extruder and make some more artifacts. I'm glad we have some flyers. That is very nice. Okay, and notably that the Eldrazi spawn does hold priority, unlike funny, Tinker was our only other target. That is actually really funny. I don't think I realized that when I made the deck, but this is what we want to get anyways, and Time Spiral is not the end of the world. Anyways, that makes you hold priority on Eldrazi spawn anyways, even if you don't have anything to cast. What have they been? Okay, just a bunch of lands, so this, okay. Yeah, let's just Tinker. We get this. So if they counter it, we still get a card, which is nice. And unfortunately, it is draw first by default. Oh, Ancestral? Okay, that's nice. Oh. Do we have to blow up 2 of our lands if we do the if we do the Sundering Titan route? I don't like that because they have a ton of mana, so that doesn't seem smart. I think we just Golos, not Golos, what am I saying? I think we just, I guess we can Golos. Yeah, we can Golos for Tolarian Academy here. I figured it out. It's okay. And if the Tinker resolved, it's likely that Time Spiral will resolve at this point. Notably, we are 2 colors away from Golos. So we would need actual Pentad Prism off the top. But at this point, I think I'm just going to start sacking and making 3/3s. Not the Golos, of course. It would have been nice to get like a Karakas in this deck to just keep bouncing the Golos. That is a vintage play. Golos Shops was a pretty cool thing. My friend Jody Keith top-aided, I think it was 2019 ZW with a Golos Shops deck. That was a lot of fun. That was the deck that made me want to go out and get my own 4 workshops. I never played the deck in like a sanctioned tournament, unfortunately, but it was a lot of fun playing it at like locals and stuff. Being able to get Karakas off the Golos, then just, attack if it's relevant, or just pick it up with the Karakas, replay it, go get another land. You got to play like main deck Tolarian, not Tolarian Academy, but you obviously played main deck Tolarian Academy. Oh, okay, well this is unfortunate. Wow, that is very unfortunate. That's going to kind of wreck us. But I meant to say Tabernacle. I guess I just turn this. Yeah, they had so much mana there. That Pest Infestation wrecks us. I mean, we still have... Oh, do I have both? This taps for 4. Yes, okay, so just to make sure, this still taps for 4. 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, so we can play the Chrome Host, thank gosh. And that kind of just auto-resolved. Alright, let's Time Spiral. I do wish I had my Hull Breacher first, of course, but it is what it is. We have our workshop even. I think I'm just going to hard cast this at this point. And our Tinker should be back in our deck, right? Yeah. So that's also something worth noting. Don't know what this is going to get. Probably our white land. Yeah, let's get our white land. Now we have an Urza. And I think we want to spin the Urza. Okay, good game. Really glad we have that Time Spiral. That was fantastic. I think if I ever get around to making a frame or whatever it's called, I think fantastic's going to be my keyword for this stream. I do say that a lot. All right, starting off with a 1-0. Literally can't do better than that. Man, Tellurian Academy Time Spiral, that's very powerful stuff. That Golos putting in work, even just being a 5-mana tutor for Academy. Okay, speaking of work, I love this Hull Breacher into Time Spiral. I think on turn 3 we're just going to go Coalition Relic, though. And then maybe turn 4 we Hull Breacher and then do the thing. Let's just play this tapped. Drawing a land there is not the greatest, but it does get us to Time Spiral. We wanted to draw a land eventually. Luckily, this Mystical Tutor kind of like fakes that we have something. Okay, Felia, this could be very dangerous. This can snowball drastically since we don't have removal or really much interaction at all. Okay. I mean, that's going to make more 1/1s. That is good for them. I hope that they forget to draw a card off of it. It looks like they might. Oh, nope, they're remembering now. Okay. Yep. Imagine if we saw like a Portal to Phyrexia in this draft. It's very likely that it wasn't opened. Well, now a Workshop would have been a good draw. I'm just going to play the Coalition Relic. Hopefully I remember to put a counter on it at the end of turn, but I would like to keep up this Mystical Tutor just in case. One thing about the Verge that we have is that it's not a plane, so like we don't have to necessarily sack it. Okay. Gitaxian Probe's annoying because now they can see what's coming. They have removal, which they are likely to have because they are an aggro deck, or at minimum a mid-range deck. And those decks tend to have a lot more reaction than some of our... Not to say that our deck is broken, but we're trying to do vintage-esque things, and they're just trying to beat down. I do need to remember to tap this Coalition Relic. Yep, attacking for 5. There is a chance that I want to just kill this Felia if I'm able to. I do think it's unlikely that this is going to resolve. But let's try. Yeah, they have a reprieve. If they have Mana Tithe, that's fine. We just don't get to cast Hull Breacher here as well. Yep, per usual. Yeah, resolving this Might Stone would have been very nice for us. As it sits, we're about to take 6, down to 7. They probably have another play. Luckily, this is -5, -5, though, so if they don't have, like, a big play here, you know, we might buy ourselves a couple turns with this. But sadly, I may need to pop off this. Oh, no, that's going to make it 6. Esper Sentinel. Golos doesn't do much here. Because I can Mystical Tutor for Tinker. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to do that. And this is a must. Yeah, so if I Hull Breacher first, I can just make treasures, but I don't know. Yeah, that's going to make it bigger than the Might Stone, Weak Stone, so we may just be dead here. But I can go Hull Breacher, Mystical Tutor, make a treasure. That's not nothing. But we are currently dead on board. Why didn't they do that in response? Well, that's kind of annoying. I think they might have this one here. I was gonna try to set up like a Saheeli something rather, but yeah, I think Ugin Eye of the Storms was probably one of the few ways we can get out of this, but I don't think we can now. This taps for 2, 3, 4 mana. Yep. All right, good game. Yeah, Felia is just very, very strong. I mean, the Felia with combined with the draw engine just kept their hand full, and that reprieve was just crucial. It's one of the reasons why I value the reprieve so much. I mean, Remand is good too, but reprieve just allowing to be played in not splashing aggro decks is just absurdly fantastic for them. I think if we had that Mindstone, Weakstone, I think we're sitting pretty. But it is what it is. I definitely want to go. I was gonna say go into Talisman into Retro, but maybe I want to slow my roll and then make a bunch of things off Chrome House. But I might not need to. I'm definitely keeping. Yeah, I think I'm going to play this into. So if they're, I guess I'm just going to play the retro. I was going to say if I just don't want to get this retro discard. It's the best card in my hand by far, and I don't want to do the Ancient Tomb into Talisman because I would like to get some triggers off the Chrome Host. Okay, that's not good for us. Okay, they're playing around their own our discard potentially. Okay, they know we have an island. That's cool. Let's just play this Chrome Host Seed Shark. Okay, it resolved instantly. Alright, now if they have like an Echo, I'm not too concerned. Maybe I even prefer it. But I like the way we played this a little bit so we can get some Chrome House Seed Sharks going, some tokens going to just make some beaters. Oh. And they got the Black Lotus. Nice. Isotil and Fast Bonder in the yard. Okay. This may be a Breach deck, although we don't see red yet. That's cracking for white. Oh, Allure. Oh, did I... Oh, no, yeah, that's from the hand because they have Isotil. That makes more sense. Okay. That makes a lot more sense now. Let's just preordain. Maybe we find Tinker. No, but we did find an Urza, which we can't currently cast. But I think that's fine because that sets up for next turn. Let's hope they can't abuse this Lotus too much, because keep in mind, Lurrus wasn't their companion, so they can have big things in their deck. And do I want to force them to use 3 of their Lotus mana on this Lurrus? That I'm not sure about. Let's attack, because I think I am going to just put their Lurrus back in their hand. I think I like that better than drawing a card. At least this cost them mana. Maybe I'm wrong, but like just getting back a bauble, like I don't want to happen. That might be aggressive, but I don't have much else to do, and it's something. At least I'm not being able to go Lotus, crackback Lotus, and play like an 8-drop here. Okay, they do get Fast Bond out of the yard too, if they want, I should say. Okay, so now they have 6 mana without using the LED. 7. I forgot about the Eldrazi spawn. I would love to resolve this Urza. Okay. Golos is good. Man, a Tinker for a Sundering Titan here would actually be pretty good. It'd be even better now. That is not a Tinker for a Sundering Titan. Let's do it like that. I do think I want to spin the wheel. It is going to require me to tap almost all my artifacts. Please hit a spell. I would love a Tinker. Oh, I'll take a Golos. Golos for Academy. Too bad it comes into play tapped. Keep in mind I can tap these like post blocks if I want to, and animate like this 3/3, I guess is what I would do. Alright, next turn, if we survive, we should be going off, as the kids say. Yep, this is what I was trying to avoid before. Oh no, they can't double it because it was already back in the yard because they Golosed. Cool. Probably not relevant. Man, I would love a Sundering Titan if we can survive. But it looks like we may not be if they're sacking the other thing. Yeah. Okay, so they get back the Malevolent Rumble. Let's hope they miss Breach, because I do think they're a clear Breach deck. This just screams Breach to me. Oh, they didn't sack the LED. Oh, I guess they maybe they want these 2 cards. Maybe they have the Brain Freeze back already. Let's hope that this is just a value Breach. I say Breach. I'm sorry, Yawgmoth's will. Okay, yeah, they will take 3 off that. It's not nothing. Okay, and they want to thin out their deck before they Malevolent Rumble, assumingly. I mean, I guess they could also Isotol, but it'll go straight to the graveyard, which is nice for us. Okay, they don't have... I guess the Lotus, Black Lotus is double green. Okay, they're tapping a bunch of blue. That's not good. Do they have a Time Twister? Or Time Spiral, that's what I meant. I mean, yeah, we don't have Cryptic Command. Not that we could cast it anyways, but they didn't do the Malevolent Rumble. Alright, this hand's not good, but if we get to live, we have a lot of shots at Lord Urza. And if they use the Lotus now, they don't get it back. That is good to note. In fact, yeah, I'm just now realizing they can't breach us. I don't think, unless they like natural. But of course they could have a Tendrils. I don't know what Storm Count is. Unfortunately, this doesn't do like what Moto does and like has like a little ticker here on the right. So I guess we just get to watch together. Notably, the Surveil does go to the exile. I just really hope they don't have Breach or Brain Freeze or Tendrils, because I think that's probably lethal. Especially with only 7 spells, because we tapped Ancient Tomb 3 times. This has been a good game, though. It's been a lot of fun. I do think that we probably would have gotten it had we, if that Coalition Relic would have been a top deck Tinker, but just because we would have blown up all of their lands and none of ours. And yeah, they have a Black Lotus, but it is what it is. Oh, okay. Dig Through Time is such a high chance of getting there. They get to see almost half their deck. Let's hope it's in the bottom half. Notably, they only have 4 lands left. Now, obviously, they can play more lands, but I do think it's safe to say that they have lethal if it's Tendrils. Time Twister. Okay. Sure, we didn't like our hand anyways. Our opponent is just going off. We have the Sundering Titan and the Tinker. All right, good game. Absolutely good game. Good on our opponent. That was a really fun turn. That was a very, very fun turn. All right, round, what is this, 3? Something like that. I should have checked before I just clicked go. I mean, we have turn 1 Preordained. We can Mystical Tutor for a Tinker. So yeah, let's keep. We even have the Tolarian Academy. I would love a workshop, just being able to workshop Coalition Relic into Golos. Other than that, I would just love some cheap artifacts like this Bauble. I'm going to hold the Bauble. Maybe I should have played it, but I meant like I wasn't going to activate it. Okay. Ruby, okay. I'm going to play the Bauble now. And then now we have Mystical into Tinker if we want it. Notably, this is not a fetchable land, meaning the Titan does not hit it, nor does it hit Darkslick Shores. Okay, we can just take our time here. I'm going to run out the Coalition Relic. If they want to counter this, that's fine. I do think they're clearly leaving up interaction of some sort, and I'm just going to hope that it is not Hull Breacher. Okay, they didn't do anything. Creeping Tar Pit. Okay, well, if they just want to play this draw-go game, I'm okay with it. Let's put a charge counter on. They will counter a Golos assuredly. So I think I'm going to lead with Chrome Host, which was a very nice draw. And then follow that up with Legion Extruder. Let's hide the Tolarian Academy. Oh, interesting. Okay, now we'll play the Tolarian Academy. I just realized this tapped my red. That's kind of frustrating, actually. But it is what it is. Let's play the Legion. Okay, you know what? We got our value. That's fine. And we're going to get the shock, assuming that this resolves, and this taps for 4 now. It's too bad we're 1 mana short of Golos. I think I probably do want to bobble them. But I can also see just Legion Extrudering the bauble and turning it into a 3/3, and then flipping this and just start applying pressure. Ooh, Monastery Mentor. Okay. I think I like the a 3/3 more than a card. Like, it forces them to start doing something. And if they eat our 2/2, theoretically, that's fine, because I can sack it in response. Like, if they have a spell to pump. Yep, which they clearly do. And then I get to go Golos. Oh, I think I'm just going to sack my 3/3 at this point and counter that spell effectively. I think that's worth more because like they get to keep their 2/2 regardless, so we get to keep a 3/3 regardless, and this way they don't have a Brazen Borrower anymore. I think that's a lot more valuable. And now we get to just play a Golos. Oh, do they have Force of Will? If they have Force of Will, I'm actually kind of happy because we still have our Mystical Tutor for like a Time Twister to like refill if we want. What the exile? Hopefully a good one. Stock up. That's a good one in my book. Okay, and I can just end of turn this Mystical Tutor so they don't expect it because they will see what we put on top. I don't think I want to hit Tinker with this. I think it's just Time Spiral. See, if I Tinker, it's probably just going to be for Might Stone, which I'm just not a fan of. Let's just hit the Time Spiral. We can play around a Spell Pierce, I think. Alright, they have something. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Counterspell there was very unfortunate for us. I felt like they had something, but no attacks. Notably, they do have some pretty good lands. Time Spiral was a pretty bad hit for us as far as like it being gone. Okay, they're just going to attack us for 3. Okay. Let's top deck an Urza. Oh, a Hull Breacher? I don't hate that. I could sorcery speed the Hull Breacher, but I would like to kind of get them, so to speak, if we can. Okay, well, this is a real clock, unfortunately. Let's just play the Hull Breacher now. Island is not the greatest draw in the world. This is a close one. It can kind of go either way. Okay, I don't hate this. Playing the Hull Breacher out was kind of punishing, but yeah, playing the Hull Breacher there was very punishing, and we already have the Time Spiral that's gone. That's not great. Maybe we just say goodbye to this Coalition Relic. I think that's what we need to do. I don't like it, but I think it's what we need to do. I would love a retrofitter, something to start racing these. Oh, there's a Tinker. Why did I do that? Oh, why did I do that? That's fine. Okay, so I can get island plains, and that's it off of them, and I hit my own mountain. Am I supposed to just get Titan here? That can't be right. I don't know. Maybe it is. I do like Retrofitter as well, though. I'm going to get Titan. No more red mana, so like no Fable off the top is good now, but the Brazen Borrower is gone. There's can't be too many more bounce spells. Wrath of God, okay, well, we get the other planes and island, I guess. It's too bad they can still activate Creeping Tar Pit. Okay, Scalding Tarn was not good. Let's just play and crack this now. And they have just enough mana to do all of it too, which is not great. Okay, I do value the... Oh yeah, because Black Duchy doesn't do anything. It's just there for Golos because it's kind of free to play it. Okay. I mean, if I can draw some artifacts to Legion Extruder, we're in this. Retrofitter, I think, would win us this game. Oh, cool. They're taking off a turn. Okay, let's hit an artifact and we start winning the race again. That was good. They probably have a counterspell. Oh, they don't? Okay. They need an answer to this. And of course they have it. Okay, sure. Can't cast the Ugin. Deep Cavern Bat on the Ugin, okay. I think guaranteed 3 is better than 2. This has been a very fun game. I hope you're enjoying watching. Okay, well that sucks because that got them through 2 lands. Okay, third land. They have 16 cards or 19. I think, yeah, because they have 6. Like, I'm just gonna take the extra guaranteed damage. I might regret this later, but okay, yep, see. Because they are going to gain a life here. Oh, they're going to take it? I'm not going to play the Spire Bluff. I don't think. Make them at least think. They don't have double white, so they have to block with the 3-2. Obviously not this particular turn, but oh my gosh, come on, not like this deck. Come on, deck. You're so close. You are so close. Just like any other artifact. Oh my gosh, really? We are going to force them to activate and use their mana. Notably, they have White Source now, so we're just running out of time. That Deep Cavern Bat was a really good draw for them. And all these lands in a row are not good for us. Like, imagine if any of these were artifacts. We just win this game not even close. If any of these last 3 draw steps were an artifact of any kind, even a Zern Orb, which is currently in our sideboard. Yep. Okay. I like this. Let's see what they do. Oh, they're choosing the Creeping Tar Pit? Okay. They probably have a counterspell of some sort, but, like, I gotta play what I gotta play, right? Just play the land, whatever. Two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Yeah, because this is a blue-black. Let's kill the deep. And then we get to Ugin. Wait, what? Did I... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This taps for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why couldn't I cast the Ugin? Why couldn't I cast the Ugin? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, it is the 5. Luckily, we gain life off the Ugin. What am I missing here? Oh, this has to be actual artifacts. That's slightly embarrassing, but whatever. So this is kind of free then. Yeah, okay. It is what it is, I guess. This bounces the 4/4. And I do believe they're dead next turn. This was an incredible match. Oh, their own Ugin, which gains them life but doesn't do much beyond that. They go to 6. They don't have a lightning bolt. I think we win. Yeah, good game. Lightning bolt effect is what I meant. So, like, they could have had, like, a fatal push or something there. Whew. That was a sweat. That was an absolute sweat. Loved that game. All right, starting off 3-0. I'm sorry, no, we do have a loss. I'm sorry, I missed that. That game was so long, I missed it, I guess. Okay, 3-1. Oh, yeah, the Felia. That's right, the Felia loss. Yeah, that reprieve, I think, was the difference. I obviously don't know what the rest of their hand was, but they would have drawn less cards, and then we had the whole breacher action kind of going on, too. And maybe they drew the Shieldred off of their combo, if you will. Okay. We already have Sundering Titan, but Tolarian Academy, being able to cast Legion Extruder, Mystical Tutor can go get Tinker for, like, the Mightstone Weakstone. So yeah, let's keep this. And let's just play Spire Bluff. Pretend like we have a Lightning Bolt with our priority that Arena is going to flag that we have. And play a Legion Extruder on something. I am going to run out this Legion Extruder. I do want to use my mana, and the Chromatic Star was actually kind of a decent draw there too, just because now we have more for our Tolarian Academy. So that's 5, 6 mana. We're so close to Sundering Titan now. I'm going to play the Tellurian Academy because this will let me activate, make a 3/3 draw card, see what we have, and then I can still Mystical Tutor. We are 2 mana short, sadly, on Sundering Titan, so we can't Sundering Titan next turn. Saheeli. Okay, that's a good one. Maybe they have a Spell Pierce. If they have a Spell Pierce for Mystical Tutor, that's fine. Sack this star. This star is so good. I remember when I added it to my cube, I was so happy. Yeah, I just want to draw cards. Okay, this instantly resolved. So now we get to attack for 3 and then draw some cards. It instantly resolved. They're not huge amount of punishment for me playing Island first since we have our 2 best lands already in play. I could see obviously getting Retrofitter there, but okay. Well, annoying, but it is what it is. We can play Sundering Titan next turn, and all it's going to do is blow up an island apiece, and then we just have a 7/8 or 7/10. We could even play and sack the Sundering Titan if we wanted to and blow up 2 of their lands to 1 of ours, but yeah, I don't think I want to sack the Mightstone Weakstone here. Oh my gosh, these lands. So maybe we want a Saheeli instead of playing Sundering. Sundering just doesn't do a whole lot on this board. Let's play the Saheeli and set up for Time Spiral shenanigans next turn. I am aware that this means I have to sack if Sundering Titan ever comes into play, but I'm probably going to Time Spiral if I get the chance. Keep in mind they have double Grim Monolith here if they sack their Saheeli. Oh, there's a forest. Is that for like a fast bond or something? They have access to 12 mana if they sack their Saheeli. 9 otherwise. Is this a Time Spiral? No, because they're tapping all their lands. Oh, Displacer Kitten. That's not good for us. This might be another loss. Or they have nothing? Or they're just attacking first? It's possible their hand is almost as bad as ours. I say almost because we do have a Time Spiral. They're not even choosing to attack the Saheeli. Interesting. Okay, these are not instantly resolving. Oh, because they could, it could be because of the Grim Monolith, I suppose. I do think I kind of just want to go for it. No, I will do the black. What am I thinking? Just in case, you never know. Please don't have a counterspell. They're not looking at their hand. So maybe it's just the ground. Okay, now they're looking at their hand. If it is a counterspell, I hope it's a force. Because either they tap the Grim Monolith or pitch a card. Oh, Brazen Borrower to bounce? That's fine. If that's their interaction, I'll happily accept that. Resolve. They get to blink that, which is fine. It was almost as good. Obviously, it means they don't have to sack it now, but still get a dork. Time Spiral. We're going to have a ton of mana. Okay, there's an Urza. So I think we lead with the Chrome Host now. Play the Coalition. Play this with 2 different colors. Play the Urza. Let's spin the Urza. Oh, and Ugin? Yes. Let's draw a card. Okay, that was not good. Okay, now we also get the Saheeli. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better now. Okay, and then we have 3, 4. Okay, I can spin again. Okay, and the mountain. That's fine. That was a lot of fun. Let's see what they have. That was a pretty impressive turn. Keep in mind, if they don't kill us and they play anything colored, Ugin probably exiles it. Yeah, good game. Okay, just like our last draft, I kind of undervalued our deck, and it seems to be doing very well. So is that 4 wins now? Restless Prairie, okay. Yeah, 4 wins. We are 1 more win from getting back our gems. I did spend gold this time, though, so that's nice. It's kind of like free money. I do know a lot of people, maybe not a lot, I don't know a lot of people personally, but I do know that on the interwebs, there's a lot of people that don't like how much the cubes cost. But luckily, there's enough content creators that you can kind of live vicariously through if you wish. Mystical Tutor for Time Spiral's not the end of the world. I do like this Tinker out this Talisman. I think this is fine to keep. Anyways, so like because it forces, the reason being is like it forces you to, you have to do well in order to get your money back, so to speak. So this way, if you're not consistently winning because the packs kind of don't do much for you. Okay, Frog is a problem. Luckily, I can potentially kill it, but they probably will have more than enough cards. Okay, there's a Bobble. That's kind of nice. But I'm just going to play the Talisman. I will play the Bobble, but I don't think I'm going to activate it. But anyways, to finish my thought, if you don't want to spend money on Arena Cube, I do have my own cube that we've been drafting. Basically, we use Draftmancer, and then we import our Draftmancer to Arena, and we just use, or I should say, I just use Arena-only cards, so that if it's on Arena, we can play with it, and it's just a cube built from that. And luckily, this powered cube has been fantastic. Just being able to, yeah, let's go to my turn. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, hitting Sundering Titan there wasn't the greatest. Yeah, I think I still want to just jam a Tinker here. 2, 3, 4, 5. If they have counterspells, they have counterspells, honestly. And they can save this Frog, so I'm probably not going to encourage them to discard, but this Tinker is probably not resolving, let's be real. Okay, miscalc. Yeah, that's a punish. That's a punish for sure. Getting soft countered there is not fun. I'm going to hold the Mystical Tutor for if we ever can make a line for Time Spiral. But anyways, so if you're interested in that, let me know. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not Time Spiraling now. And the only other thing I can get with it is Preordain. This is looking like a loss, unfortunately. This Frog is just going to give them so much value. And eventually, okay, that Daze is probably going to get discarded eventually. But eventually they'll just start ditching their hand. This seems like a very tough matchup if they have Frog on the play like they did. Let's just hardcast this. I mean, what are we really doing? It does grow the Tolarian Academy. Maybe we can eventually get this Sundering Titan off the ground, but doesn't look like it. I think they have a Force of Will because they don't... Okay, there we go. Notably, our opponent never did have a Force of Will. I wonder what they were holding priority on, like when they were tapped out. Okay, yeah, this particular time it was probably just the Frog. Also, they could do this on their turn, so I'm surprised that they are doing this now. Like, why not get the extra card? Please don't find a reanimate. No reanimate? Okay, they missed. That's good. It would be nice to kill this Narset if they don't play another creature and don't have removal. I am going to play this Coalition first, so we get a trigger. I think if they were going to kill it, though, they should have done it at Sorcery Speed to prevent something like this, or at least on my upkeep. Because I do think Mystical Tutor is going to be the way we get out of this. Okay, sure. Do you have a Spell Pierce? I will pay for the Spell Pierce. Now you're going to Daze it. I will pay for the Daze. And then you're going to Mana Leak it, and then I'll be kind of sad, but not really. they were going to do all this too, they definitely should have done it before I got the token. Oh yeah, see, that could have just been counters. Let's hope that we can kill this Narset. And if we can, I will likely Mystical Tutor. I mean, our opponent's giving us a chance here. I do hope that they put Lutri in hand by the end of the turn. That might be a sign that their hand is kind of weak. Please don't attack with the Malcolm. Okay, this is a slam dunk block. Wait, what? Oh, this can't block. Only creatures with flying. Okay, that's really funny. I guess I've never noticed that. I haven't played with this card until this cube. So, and I don't think I've had it in any of my decks until now. Okay. Please just put Lutri in hand. That would be a huge tell. Of course, they could have Counterspell and put Lutri in hand, but who knows. I currently have 4 artifacts. Even if they kill one, that's 3. Coalition Relic makes another one. Okay, so they are going to kill it. That's unfortunate. Sure. Now put Lutri in hand, please. So they've used 3 soft permission spells. I think Mystical Tutoring now is the same as upkeeping it with the Floating Coalition. The only downside is that it doesn't play around soft permission, but I don't think I can afford to do that anyways. So let's just make blue. I don't know why I'm doing it. This is the hard way. Let's just do this. And then let's just hope they don't have Hull Breacher. If they have Hull Breacher, they have Hull Breacher, unfortunately. They look like they have something. Yeah, that's too bad. Let's put a counter on this and move on with our day. Yeah, our opponent gave us a little wince of hope. I was hoping that they didn't put the Lutri in hand to not make it obvious that they didn't have anything. But yeah, the Force of Negation there was unfortunate. I don't know what else we could really have here that's going to get us out of this. Okay, Golos isn't the end of the world. Do they have counterspell number 5 or 6? Yep, they sure do. Wow, this deck, yeah, imagine if they didn't have turn 2 on the play Psychic Frog. Like, I don't know if this deck functions without Psychic Frog. It barely, I feel like, functions with Malcolm, because Malcolm's not a just pure gain the card. Oh, now you have Crabomination for my Golos. Okay, I am done. With Time Spiral being in our exile, like we're just not gonna get there. With them also having a Golos and everything else, like we're running out of life and time and everything. Yeah, that was an unfortunate loss. That is definitely one of those games why people don't like blue. I don't have a problem with it. It's just unfortunate that they just had the counter spells, even though they threw 2 of them away for some odd reason. I don't know why they did that. But it is what it is. Okay, this is a Talisman into potentially a Tinker. I don't like the Sundering Titan in here. I also don't like the Ugin in here. Maybe we just mulligan this. It's like kind of all in on Tinker itself. Okay, this is much better. Yeah, I like this a lot better. Probably throw back the Watery Grid. No. Maybe we just throw back the Pinnacle Emissary. We have other Pinnacle Emissary effects. Let's just put out the Spell Bomb. Okay. I'm likely to want to just go get Tinker here and put in a Sundering Titan and hope they don't have artifact destruction. I can also just put in the 5/5 and kill something. If they pump here, I probably put the 5/5 in and kill something, and then I can Golos following. Okay, I was going to say, pumping there seems kind of weird because of the other thing. Oh. They could have Mana Tithe. Am I supposed to play around the Mana Tithe? I'm probably supposed to play around Mana Tithe. We don't have red. That's so unfortunate. Alright. Yeah, Fable was not a great draw there. I do think I need to Tinker now. And just, unfortunately, just not be able to play around the Mana Tithe anymore. Okay, that makes things a lot easier. Let's just go get the Tinker now. So I think, so I'm going to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8. If I play this and choose to draw 2 cards, obviously I can play this and choose to kill something, likely the Phyrexian Golem, and then next turn I can play Golos and do some more blocking. I don't hate that, and obviously I could also just blow up 2 of their lands, have a 7/10. Let's just do that. I can blow up my Watery Grave as my one source. It just sets them back a lot. If they have an artifact destruction spell, then that's kind of not great, but oh wow. Okay, I get to eat something. That's not bad. Eat the obvious thing that does the most amount of damage. This tells me that they may have a removal spell of some sort, but... Alright, well, not drawing lands there is really annoying. I do think I'm supposed to still hold back. I don't want Hired Claw to just get free damage on me. Now I'm probably supposed to block the Hired Claw. Please don't have an Abrade. I think if they had Abrade, they would just slam it, though. I would love to draw a Mountain or a Spire Bluff Canal. Luckily, because we blew up our Watery Grave, the Spire Bluff is actually a hit here. For multiple reasons. I would clearly play the Fable first, but being able to play the Pinnacle at worst the next turn, regardless of what we draw, is not the end of the world. It would have been really nice to blow up that Triome. Okay. Let's block the 1/2. Sage of the Skies. Okay. I mean, I guess we get a blocker. And now we get to attack for 7. Can I please draw a red source? Please draw a red source. I would also love a Mishra's Workshop. Oh, I'd also love for them to block. That would have been great. Yes! Okay. If I draw a Workshop, I will play the Golos, but otherwise I'm okay with playing this Fable. Please don't have a Mana Tithe. Okay, yes, it just immediately resolved. I'm just going to go for it. I don't think they have anything. If they had a Lightning Bolt, they would have played it. It would hold priority. Don't have Chain Lightning. Pyrogoyf, good game. Alright. There wasn't much we could do about that. I wish we could see our next couple of draws. Just missing on those land drops was kind of abysmal, but oh well, it is what it is. I really love this deck. I do think it finished about where I averaged. It would have been nice to get one more win, of course, but it is what it is. I had a lot of fun drafting it. Let's take a look at it. So notably, we didn't play the Cryptic Command, which I actually liked. Unless we had Tolarian Academy, we just really weren't casting this consistently. If we had Tolarian Academy, most of the time we were just kind of going off. We never got to do the Retrofitter stuff. That's kind of unfortunate. I wish one of my lands was a Tolarian Academy there, because I would have probably gotten the Retrofitter to start that chain. Let's see. The Legion overperformed. That was a very nice pickup for us. The talismans, as I said, I don't value them very highly because there's just so many of them, and they often wheel, especially the off-color ones, which aren't even the end of the world because you have the Golos. Golos, I think, kind of outperformed. Both having Workshop and Tolarian Academy was really nice. Mightstone, Weakstone did some work. I did miss that this is specifically can't be cast to cast, or cannot be used to cast non-artifact spells, and Ugin is not an artifact. I thought this was worded slightly differently. I thought it was colorless for some reason, but that's fine. We still got that game, thankfully. The Time Spiral was just chef's kiss every time. And then the Sundering Titan, I do think if they didn't just go runner lands like that, I think we get there, because that Paragoyf might have been the only reach that they had in their hand, and I like our position the following turn, especially because we're going to be drawing 3 more cards. And we have the Pinnacle to play at least as well. And they only had the 2/1 flyer, and I think they were actually, maybe they were at 6 that they attacked out as well. So yeah, it really is unfortunate that they went runner lands there after we Sundering Titaned them. But yeah, this was a fantastic deck. I think the draft kind of went a little wonky after pack 1, but I would draft this deck again. I would like to have a second target. Like if we had like a Bolas Citadel or a Portal would have just been absolutely the nuts. Imagine if we had a Portal there. They would have been left with a 3/3 Golem, and then we just make our own 3/3 Golem off of their 1/1. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope you have a good night.